This is Kristen Peterson. I'm the artist behind Altered State Studio, and I will be working with a few of the Grafix products today. Come join me. I'm just going to do a quick run through of the products I will be using in today's project. So one of the first things was the shrink film. Again, I noticed that it said inkjet up here. I'm telling you, they turned out fabulous. I did all of the tricks with the with the shrink film. So all of the bases should be covered with these. The next thing, again, if you have not done the computer graphics, this too, love this stuff. You can run anything through your printer and basically be able to print onto this particular film. Has a peel off that allows you to basically stick whatever you printed on this onto whatever your project is. I ended up wanting to make sure that I did something on the back of the project, and I actually used the Duralar. So I had a little sheet I stamped, stays on, acrylic, pencil, is a bit translucent. And so you can still see the back of my tag, which I really appreciated. The artist tack, I'm telling you, this was the bomb. Super easy to use. I peeled off. I'll show you through my project. A must have. Anyway, a quick little overview. But again, I can hardly wait to show you. Thought I would start here. I noticed that it says inkjet. And I'm actually going to be using vintage pictures. I made a photocopy first so that I could kind of see where the placement was going to be. I'm going to start with this. We're going to go ahead and tape this into place and run this through my printer. Alrighty, I'm just showing you that it is a little glossy and that you have to give it a moment before cutting it, so allow it to dry. The other thing I really liked, the corner round, that worked really well, and make sure that you're punching a hole before you put them into the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and do just a few more. I'm actually going to stencil some of them. So I've printed, we've stenciled a little bit. We'll do just a couple other stencils because, again, such a good time. Always remembering again to punch. And look at how cute she is. We'll use the corner round. So I've printed, stenciled. We're going to go ahead and do a little stamping. That was the other thing. I thought as long as we've got the film cut, let's go ahead and try all of the things. And we'll go ahead and put that down onto my film. And as long I had just a little extra space, we'll go ahead and kind of fill up the extra space on my sheet. And then again, I'm just trying to do a couple other things. I thought I would do some doodling with a Sharpie. Is always kind of fun. So we'll try that. A few other little doodles that I thought might be kind of fun. And you can use the acrylic paint as well. And so I thought, ooh, it would be kind of fun. I personally just like the little splotches sometimes. Those are kind of fun. And if one is good, then, you know, many are even better. So we'll go ahead and get these cut out. I was making sure that the paint dried, and we'll go ahead and cut out the words. And here's a quick sneak peek of the pieces before they go into the oven. I did sandwich my pieces between the parchment paper and then went ahead and followed the instructions that were with the package. And now you can see here are all of our fun little bits that I made. I did miss one word, so you can see how it looks before and what it looks like afterwards. And what I would say, this one's got a little bend to it. Had I been not quite so excited, I would have done them one at a time, put one into the oven, baked, taken it out so that I could have made sure that each piece was flat. once it was done baking. What happened is of course I put both into the oven because I was so excited to get all of these out and see what they looked like, that when it was all done, I had a couple that had already started to cool, and you can see that obviously once it's cool, couldn't get it to lay flat. So this one does have a little curve to it, which, you know, I don't mind. I'm super open to kind of quirky little things that happen, or incidents, a little serendipity along the way, I guess is what I'm saying. So I was not concerned about a slight curve in my piece. But if you are, I'm just saying, you might want to do one batch, take it out, flatten, and then put your other batch in. But if you're wondering now what the heck I'm going to do with all these, the little K, I'm actually going to add this to my suitcase. So I have kind of a little tag, if you will. I'm actually going to put this hopefully, yep, onto my little clip here. And then I'm actually going to add the K to my suitcase. So we'll set that aside. And the fly didn't get baked. These I thought would be super fun to add on a bulb pin. I'm gonna move these aside for a moment. And then I thought what I would really do today with some of them was to actually make a tag. So I'm going to walk you through kind of my process. I like starting with a little bit of color. We'll water that down just a little bit, spread that color around, and then just always make sure to dry. So I'm going to hit this with a little hair dryer so that we can go ahead and continue on. Now the other thing, again, I'm going to circle back to the computer graphics. This is so great. You can run this through, print whatever you would like. I do really like those kids, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that girl. We'll do a little extra stamping, but look at how easy that computer graphics just peels. And then I'm just checking placement before putting that down. And then I was evaluating which charms I would like to put with the tag. I'm just going to go ahead and trial just a couple just to see what it looks like along with the girls. I think I have them kind of narrowed down, and then I had an idea. I'm going to take my tag over to the sewing machine. You can see how I kind of outlined the girl with a little bit of green thread. Yes, I am loving that. And I grabbed a little piece of fabric to use as the tie up at the top. We'll clean off a few of those little random strings that are hanging on along the sides, and then just tuck that through my tag so that we've got a little soft landing spot for our charms to go to up at the top of the tag here. And like I said, I was contemplating that. I did manage to find a little bulb pin, and I landed on two of the charms. I'm going to go ahead and layer those a little bit. I like the square with one of the words, believe. I thought that kind of embraced my young girl as she was sitting there on the top of the tag. So we'll get that pinned on. And then I was thinking, we do need to do something with the back of this here. So we're going to grab some of that Duralar and do a little something for the back. So I'm just going to grab a small piece and do a little extra work on the Duralar and work at what I would like the back of my tag to look like. We'll do a little extra stenciling, a little acrylic marker, some more stamping. This is that artist tack, and this was the first time I had used that. You lay it down, rub it on, and peel it off. It worked like a charm. I really liked the artist tack. So if you have not used that before, that was really a gem to work with. Here is my finished tag. I also made earrings out of the extra charms and then added a little extra bit for my luggage. Thanks so much for watching today.